Hi there, Jen Russell coming to you with more tips and ideas on how to move better and feel better in your body. Today we're going to be talking about the concept of thoracic mobility. So there are three parts of the spine. There's the cervical, the thoracic, and the lumbar. The thoracic spine should be very mobile, buoyant. It's where a lot of very important muscles of the core begin. And what we need to have happen is coordination between the muscles of inhalation and exhalation to be able to create a nice stable core system so that we're moving on a stable platform. Unfortunately, a lot of us have lost the mobility in our thoracic spine. We traded off for too much mobility in our cervical and lumbar spine. And in order to create that movement, and what I'm particularly talking about is actually the lower part of the thoracic spine right now, the part underneath your bra line for women, underneath your nipples basically, where your transverse abdominis, your obliques all start, and your diaphragm sits underneath. So in order to start to even create some awareness to this part of the spine, what a lot of people will do is they'll crank their backs over, say you're sitting in your office chair, crank their back over, crank and try and crack their back and rotate really aggressively, lay on a foam roller, extend. What ends up happening is there's not necessarily something wrong with that per se, but a lot of times you're not actually getting movement where you think you are. A lot of times people will end up going into cervical hyperextension, lumbar, their low back will start hyperextending. So what I'm going to go through today may seem relatively small or simple, but it is not necessarily easy. That's with a lot of this stuff that I've learned over the years, is that the things that look like nothing end up being the hardest. So the first thing I want you to do is just bring some awareness to this area. You're going to get down on the floor, you're going to line your back in safe position, either feet planted with your knees bent or feet up against the wall. And I want you to put your hands on the sides of those ribs and just see if you can get any independent movement in that area of the spine. You can put pressure, literally push, because you might not be able to do it without pushing. Side to side, up and down. If you try and do that and it feels like a block of cement that will never move, then this drill is going to be for you. What we're going to do is take you through what's called a pendulum drill. We're going to take this tissue into a shortened position with exhale, because these are muscles of exhalation, and then we're going to take you over into a lengthened position into inhale. Okay, I'm going to actually do it on the right side. So hips are going to be relatively stable here. They're not moving a lot. The cervical spine is not moving a lot. The movement is really originating from this lower rib area. So the cues I've gone through in other videos of long neck, chin back, chest wide, ribs down, hips relatively even are still at play here. You're gonna put your hands the size of the ribs. The movement I want you to really think is where my right hand is here. I'm gonna guide you through it once or twice. So you're gonna side bend to that right side. You're gonna inhale first. Side bend, flex forward, so you see how it's like a little baby crunch here under your fingers, and then rotate to the right and exhale. You're gonna hold that exhale. You're gonna side bend to the left, extend into your fingers here, and it's not extension through the low back, it is through that mid back. Rotate to the opposite side, which is the left, and inhale. Hold that inhale. Now we're gonna try it again. So you're gonna side bend to the right, shoulders and neck are staying nice and relaxed. Flex forward, rotate, exhale. Hold that exhale. Now we're going to go over to the left, extend into your fingers here, rotate to the left, and inhale. And you can repeat that as many times as feel good. You can then go and try it on the other side. See which side feels easier or harder. If you feel any discomfort or pain in your neck or your low back, stop, try and reset. I'm in half kneeling here because I find that it's a lot less, you don't have to worry as much about balance as if you were standing. Again, this is a relatively small movement, but incredibly important for creating motion in the part of the spine that really is meant for it. Another idea just to throw out there when you're going out your day, because the idea is for this motion to translate to the rest of your life. So a really easy one I like to try in the car is when you go to look in your blind spot. Can you rotate here as opposed to cranking your neck? So can you rotate to look in that blind spot? I know lots of us have cameras that can let us know there's a car coming, but this is a fun game, and frankly, I feel like we all should look anyway, even if a camera's telling us. So just rotate and see if you can. That can be a good gauge of if you're getting better at this, if you're starting to get some more independence in that thoracic spine. So feel free to reach out with any questions. I hope you find this helpful, and keep an eye out for more videos with tips. Thanks.